This is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching with a video today that's a follow-up to the one that I did on hand stitching a cathedral window square, part 2, with some notes that might be helpful to you. One of the pieces that I wanted to show you was when you got this far, we were going to tie knots up here in the corner, and I thought there might be a faster or just a little more pleasant way to do it. And so I thought, well, we'll just go in here and we'll just tie a knot in it, just regular knot. And I actually got where I kind of liked that. I would just come up here and tie my knot. And remember, I'm using dark yarn so that you can see it. And just tie it either way you want to do it. And then just take and clip it off. And you do that in all 4 corners, make your knots. And that would take care of that piece. Then the other thing that I discovered was when we talked about this before, I had said put the good sides together to seam them, or even when you did the blocks. Well, what I found out was when I did it that way, this would be the kind of stitching that would show up on the back. And when I did it the other way and actually put the 2 blocks together like this with that and had sewn it inside before I put the 2-inch square on there. Look how pretty that was. Now, it wouldn't matter if you were making a pillow. If you were making a quilt, you'd probably want to do it that way. So think about, do that when you get ready. And then other thing I wanted to say is your 2-inch squares, don't make them too skimpy because you want to make sure that they will fit inside. The second thing today that I wanted to talk about was the yardage. And it takes, for this one I used 8-inch squares. And so lots of times in the directions it'll tell you what would be a good thing to do. And you can use regular fabric, which is 42 inches wide. So I said, well, if you went 36 inches, you could get 20 squares. If you went ahead and went 40, you'd have 25 squares. So that'd give you a little idea how much to buy. The one that I prefer to use is the muslin, though. The muslin has got more give to it. And since you're trying to manipulate those pieces to make the arcs, then it works really well, and it's easy to sew. So if you bought a piece of muslin that's 104 inches wide and went 40 inches, you could get 96 8-inch squares cut out of that. So maybe that'll help you as you get ready to do the project. And the last thing today that I wanted to show you that people had asked about were some projects. And I do have a finished project. This one was my mother-in-law and I. She's the one that showed me how to do this kind of square. And we went together, and so we had a project, and I decided, I'd just been married, I wanted a king-size quilt for my bed. Big project. So she would make a row of 25 or 27, and I'd make a row during the week, and then on the weekend we'd get together and sew it together. And so when we got done, we had a quilt, and I weighed it yesterday. It weighs 10 pounds, but it's made of all these great scraps and things. Another project's not near as big is to do the pillow. Now this one is a little dirty looking because it's well loved, but you can throw it in a washing machine and wash it. This has been washed like 2 or 3 times. Then this one is a 13.5 by 13.5. There are 4 rows of 8, so you'd need 32 squares, and you'd need 32 of your pinks, plus what you're going to need to go around the edge when you put it together, and I'll show you that in a second. The other thing is to pick a fabric either from a quilt that you have, or like this one was for Christmas, and so I fussy cut my 2-inch squares so that I would see something special in the center of there. And you can tell this one's been around a good while too. The last one I want to show you is an actual casing that I have started. And with a muslin and a solid color, it turns out really good. Well, this is the casing that's all put together. And what I wanted to show you was when you get this sewn together on the inside all the way around, and then you fold it out like this, you'll find that these pieces are not here. And what I want to say to you is, when you get ready to start on these, don't do it when you're tired. You have to manipulate and move to get all the way around, and then you're going to do those. And I found that if you left 2 of the blocks open, you'd have plenty of room to get your stuffing inside. Once your stuffing's in there, you're going to seal that up and then come and take your 2-inch square, put it in there, and do the same thing. And it'll be totally finished that way. This is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching. I hope that is helpful for part 2 of the Cathedral Window.